We are 3 days away to crowning the newest Golden Queen, and today is already the prelims. Here's who I thought aced the intense interview round with confidence, grace, and wit. One very interesting portion of this round is when they ask the candidates who they think the winner will be aside from themselves. For this batch, here's a quick view of who got the highest scores. Some girls named more than one, but I only gave the point to their final answer. Now, before my honorable mentions, here are a few who I have comments on. USA answered really well, but I thought she talked really fast, and she talked a lot of plans in the future, which is good, but what it felt like while hearing this live was, didn't USA already win a title a few years back? It was a little weird feeling like those great plans weren't achieved yet previously, or it felt like she doesn't know or acknowledge that fact. Is there a T here? France, personality, funny, marketable, but maybe a little not too serious to be the title holder. Lao, I admire her courage to be on the stage with these equally amazing ladies, and the fact that she can't speak English but still fights for her country in this competition, admirable. Gibraltar, I can see that she's smart and she can speak really well and could deliver a message. However, during this round, it felt like she was overshadowed by France's over-the-top actions. Now to my honorable mentions. Denmark, not bad for the first queen to be interviewed. She was eloquent and was quick to think of an MGI product to promote. Bangladesh, she was smart in highlighting that she's the most followed contestant in the competition and how to use that as an advantage even in a country where pageants are not popular. Australia had a good save mentioning the MGI swimwear when asked about the specific MGI product. Also, you could tell her dedication when she stated she's been a runner-up in her country twice before winning the national title. United Kingdom was so clever when she said that she's a Thai passport holder and owns a Thai bank account. That way they would not have a problem paying her when she wins the title. Aside from that, her answers were pretty solid. The Netherlands. Girl did her research. She was able to highlight how her passion in singing could be used to promote the MGI brand. She was very well spoken, though I thought she could have given a more assertive tone and vibe as she sounded too cutesy for this round. Nigeria, Queen. She was so confident in speaking, and that might have come from years of her career in the entertainment industry. She was so poised and regal all throughout the round. Canada is well aware of her gestures. I mean, look at how she held the microphone every time she speaks. She also had a strong introduction, immediately highlighting how her national win gained the attention of the media because of her unique story being in the military and being a firefighter before joining the pageant. Now to my top 15. 15 is Greenland. Greenland spoke really well. She mentioned that she's a dentist that is advocating against child abuses. Greenland is one of the sweet surprises for me as she has been performing really well in different aspects of this competition, given she's from a country that's not too crazy about pageantry. 14 for me is Thailand. I was amazed with how calm she was and how well modulated her voice was during this round. I initially thought she would be super serious here, but it was great that she injected a little humor here and there. 13 is Indonesia. She did really well during this round. First, she looked gorgeous in this interview outfit, and then you'd notice how conversational she was and was relaxed, despite knowing how pressured it must have been for her, knowing she has been slaying every single day since day one. 12 is Myanmar. As mentioned by her fellow queens, Myanmar is way wiser than her age, and I saw that in this interview. She was calm and speaks well. I can't pinpoint what it is, but there's something about her that's reminding me of the winner from Vietnam a few years ago. I don't know, it might have been the sweetness, the cuteness, or do they have the same winning glow? 11 is Puerto Rico. I have seen one of her interviews during the swimsuit competition, and from that day on, I knew that she is someone to look out for in interviews or Q&A rounds. Puerto Rico was very articulate and was very confident in speaking, but not to the point that it was cringy. No, it was the right mix of charm and assertiveness. Now for my top 10. 10 is Milicia from Malaysia. She was very commanding when speaking due to her well-modulated voice. She is exposed to different cultures and traditions, and it was very clever of her to highlight that, pointing that she could be a great ambassador for the brand in different countries. Top 9 is Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic presented herself very adequately, or maybe a little too much, but you gotta give it to her being in the same panel as France. She stood on her own and she was poised all throughout and had weight on her answers. Top 8 is our Chispa girl, Cuba. Not only was she eloquent, she also showed personality and likability. Working for the marketing of a law firm, you can tell that she's smart and gave concrete answers. Top 7 goes to US Virgin Islands. Where do I start? This girl is on fire. She was screaming credentials. She was very well spoken and very confident, but at the same time, she was really likable. You can tell this queen would go far, even outside the pageantry world. Top 6 is Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, remind me not to do that again. Christina is another queen that screams credentials. She has different social activities in her country outside of the pageantry. She delivered her points and messages clearly. She gave specific examples, which is always good for interviews. It's important to note that they were only given a portion of time to fully sell themselves. If your girls didn't make the cut, it doesn't mean they are not good speakers, they are not good at having interviews or answering questions. It's part of the selection process, and there were girls who seemed to be in the perfect condition for this round. Now onto our top 5. Top 5 is South Africa. She is another girl with heavy credentials in her name. She gave an impressive introduction, and I felt that even that was already enough in putting her through the next round. She especially gave a good answer on how she would promote MGI in South Africa, where MGI is not famous. Fourth spot goes to Curaçao. She had a great command in speech, making you want to listen to her and focus on her when she speaks. She never fell short in highlighting being an influencer and how it can be used to promote a business. She also had an empowerment school. Wow! It was a cute touch mentioning her being a lucky charm. I'm sure most Filipinos got that, but it was amazing that she followed it by saying it's not luck, it's hard work and dedication. Top 3 goes to Philippines. She was very well spoken and sounded really calm. She also instilled a right amount of playfulness. I just didn't like that she looked down quite a few times, but I believe she redeemed herself by directly answering controversial questions. Child, she was asked about the conflict between MGI and the Filipino fans. She was asked what she could tell to those who say MGI is a cooking show, and she cleverly answered it by saying MGI is just cooking the most perfect girl for the grand crown. I mean, she turned what could have been an awkward moment to a mic drop. And top 2 goes to Peru. I placed her here mainly because of her demeanor during this interview. She had a great posture. She maintained eye contact. She sounded really confident while answering. She was conversational and had a few good laughs. I know she's answered really well, especially when asked about the pressure of a back-to-back, but those nonverbal cues that I just mentioned proved that nonverbal cues and gestures are as important as your actual answer. Top spot for me goes to India. It feels like I was looking right through her soul while listening to her interview. Her eyes are very expressive. She also had that commanding and assertive aura without being too much. She was also very eloquent and had weight to her answers and cited specifics such as the summit plan and how she would put to good use being in the entertainment industry and having a huge population to her advantage. Just like the Philippines though, India was also asked controversial questions. She was asked how she was not in the top 10 voting when she said India has a huge population. She answered it in a very sassy manner by saying, despite having different pageants there, Indians are focused on MGI right now and that MGI needs a winner from India.
So what are your thoughts on Queen Sides, friends? Do you agree that Myanmar possesses the winning glow? Did India and Peru also get high scores from you and the judges? Do you want to see Curacao working her lucky charm again for the Philippines this year? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other pageant related videos. Bye!